Welcome to ECN Trade Daily Video. Before we begin, it should be noted that any advice is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration.
Hello everyone, my name is Rob Clayton and thank you very much for joining me. In the last 24 hours, the Australian dollar has struggled to keep its head above the 68-cent handle and continues to remain vulnerable and now looks to the challenge of 67.70. A break beneath there would give further exposure to the downside and look towards 67.20 with the objective seen at 66.60 to 80. Any advances should find resistance from yesterday's high around 68.15, but further I see supply around 68.40.80. Looking at the euro, you can see the market took a stab to the upside overnight, but still fails to take on the challenge of 111.15.25. It is assessed that a break beneath 110.35 would give further exposure to the 109.50.70 challenge, which I still feel will come through. Later today, we do have the newly appointed ECB Christine Lagarde's speech. The market will be keeping a very close watch to this and see if what this ECB is thinking in terms of keeping interest rates low. The dollar-yen outlook still remains negative, even though we did get a dragonfly doji overnight. We do need to monitor this in case we see a short squeeze, but it's unlikely, as I still feel that risk is still towards safe haven demand and yen buying and dollar weakness. And therefore, I'd look towards 107.85 to 108 figure as still the objective, and any advances should still find a cap around 109. There is little to say about the pound as it continues to trade sideways, and still at this moment at the time that the general election for 2019 is on December the 12th. And at the moment, the latest poll showed that Boris Johnson leads roughly by 10 points as the campaign enters into the third week. Nevertheless, from a technical point, I have no view, but the MACD is still holding to a somewhat negative bias. So we could still see a drop, and let's see how the market plays out in the next 24 hours. Gold slipped overnight, but still maintains a relatively bullish stance as it looks away from the resistance of 1,400 to 68 to 70 with a cap around 78 to 81. I do believe that the buyers should or demand return from the region of 60 or sub there around 54 to 56, which was shown from this hammer, and therefore expect to see a rally back up towards the objective at this stage, still around 88 to 94. Riding up with oil, well, we've seen another extension to the rally from previous on Wednesday of 3%. We got another 3% roughly overnight, taking out the losses of around about 5% in the last two sessions. Now, from this break above the recent cap here, I feel the market is destined towards a challenge of 58.60 and maybe on towards the target around 59 to 61. Any pullback should find support at 57.40. Well, that wraps up for today. Thank you very much for joining me, and as always, look out for the intraday report, and I hope you enjoyed a great start to this day and to the new weekend.